Oh, it's okay, honey. It's okay.
Hi, honey. It's okay. Sit. A little bit of thunder.
Oh my God.
It's okay.
That made me jump.
I thought somebody was coming through the room.
Hey everyone, I'm Heather. Welcome back to my week-by-week pregnancy journal. If this is your first time here, I'm going to be talking about everything that happened during week 29 of my first pregnancy. Check out the description area for a quick breakdown of this video if you just want to skip around to a certain topic or check how my bump is progressing. So this week the baby's about the size of a butternut squash, which is about a squash. Like a Sasquatch. Little Sasquatch. Which is about 15.2 inches and 2.5 pounds. So what's happening in development this week? More fat is being deposited under the baby's skin, which is different from the fat that was there before. This fat is called white fat, which is actually a source of energy for the baby. So it's like fat that you and I have, and it's plumping up his little face and body and hiney. Symptoms this week, I've noticed that the baby's hiccups that I feel, which is like a little flicking or little spasms in the lower part of my belly, I feel like it happens around the same time every day. It happens multiple times a day, but definitely around like 2 or 3 o'clock, I notice that it's always happening consistently. Like, that's a hiccup time. Also, sneeze peeing. You have to be careful with that because I guess just make sure you empty your bladder. If you do sneeze, just make sure that you cross your legs and hold your crotch tight.
Weirdo.
So this week also, I was still sick, which actually it ended up turning into laryngitis. So this video's a little bit later than I would normally do it, but we're here, I have my voice back, all is good. Other things that I'm feeling, 3 inches above my belly button. It's just very sensitive and tight. It's the first sign of my belly tightening that I'm feeling. It's not all day, every day. It's just mostly after I eat my dinner meal towards like the second half of the day. But maybe it's just its positioning, but like now it just feels tight and uncomfortable. My belly button is just very sensitive. I don't like when my husband pokes it. It's not all day. Like, people can touch it and rub my belly, but it's just very sensitive at times because it's like popping out on the top. Another thing I felt was what they call it lightning crotch. And I've only heard of this term recently. I know a lot of moms experience it, but they say it feels like the baby's just really like punching you in your cervix. It was a weird feeling for me. I was standing in the hallway. I was just looking at my husband and it was like a zing. I didn't feel it again afterwards for the rest of the week. So I guess I'll just have to keep paying attention to see if it happens again, but could have possibly been what they call lightning crotch, but so far it was just that one time, so I have nothing to really compare it to. Also, acid reflux, it's still there. Heartburn, same thing. I did read somewhere that the same hormones that cause your body's pelvic muscles to relax and everything to let the baby keep growing during pregnancy also relaxes the sphincter, which connects the stomach and the esophagus. So that relaxing allows the bile and everything to flow back into your esophagus, which in turn gives you horrible heartburn. So I must have a lot of this hormone that's called relaxin. That's just relaxing everything. Also, just fatigue is really coming back, other than just being sick and having laryngitis, which was just horrible. That feeling with acid reflux, it all combination just made my week horrible. But fought through it and we're here and moving on. Cravings this week, it's kind of falling towards the sweets. Tiramisu, cheesecake, Raisin Bran with milk in the morning especially. I think it's just I wake up and I have that slightly indigestion feeling, so the thought of Raisin Bran with almond milk makes me feel better. And also, to throw it into the mix of unhealthy food, I've been really craving salads. Just like nice, cold, normal salads. Nothing crazy in it, just cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, and that's probably it. And cold bananas. Cold. They have to be cold in the fridge. Don't know why. I just don't like a warm banana.
You like my warm banana.
How my body has changed this week, I find that when I'm in a lounging position, I tend to rest things on my belly. Like it's a table or something. Cups of ice cream or something like that. My drinks. It's just cool. It's like a little shelf now. My pregnancy weight gain so far at 29 weeks has been 17 pounds. I've gained 9 inches around my waist and 3 inches around my hips. It all seems to be like kind of mostly in my belly. It is in my thighs a bit, but yeah, I'm happy with how he's laying. 9-inch bigger waist. Hope it goes back to normal. Things we did this week. My dad, who wants to be called T-Pop, felt the baby's kicks for the first time. That was on Father's Day, and it was just, it seemed like the right time. I was like, I'm gonna force him to move right now because my dad has not felt him move yet. But I did notice during that he has sleeping patterns, and it's very hard to make him move when he's sleeping. So I did get him to move. My dad felt him, but I came back later in the night around 8 o'clock when he actually is moving, and my mom and dad felt him move a ton. So that was pretty cool. His reaction was awesome, feeling his grandbaby move for the first time. Things we did this week. My husband and I took a trip to Ikea, and it's just like this giant Ikea in Elizabeth, New Jersey. We picked out a dresser. Well, we actually knew that we were going there for this specific dresser, and then we found an end table to match, and we got a bookshelf. So once we brought that all home, my husband was so excited. He spent 5 hours that it took to build this dresser, but it's beautiful, and he didn't even ask me for help. He just did it all by himself, and I just don't even know how, because we have friends that did it, and it took 2 people to hold corners and put it all together, but he did it all by himself, and it's just perfect, because we were going to use an old dresser that was in our room that kind of matched the room with the white and the brown look and then the black hardware, but it's just the drawers stick and they don't come out as easily, so this is just all brand new, ready for the baby, and now I have somewhere to put stuff. So that dresser is going to be what we put our changing pad on top of, and basically be like the changing station on the top, and then all his clothes, blankets, everything that, when you're doing a quick change and you're going to have the baby on the top, we have a little bin there, and yeah. We also were invited to a pool party. It was a family pool party. My aunt came down to visit from upstate New York, my aunt, my uncle, and my second cousin. So getting a bathing suit on and being in front of people for the first time, that was interesting. My aunt actually gave us the best gift. It was a hand-knitted blanket, and she got special baby yarn, and it's just beautiful. I just love it so much, and it's just so meaningful because it was hand-knitted with love. So floating around in a pool definitely felt good. It's June, so weather's getting hot. I can imagine on a super hot day how nice it's going to feel, especially as my belly gets bigger and bigger. Another thing I did this week is I went down to Atlantic City, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but it's like casinos and stuff. But I just went for a Bachelorette party, and I attended for just the dinner part because I wanted to still be part of it. At almost 30 weeks pregnant, it was, it was fine, but I couldn't see myself going out to the club and like possibly getting bumped into and, being around people that were drinking. I could have probably toughened it out, but it was nice to go down there and at least get dinner and like be part of it still. It's definitely, it being in the casino, you see everybody that's highly intoxicated and they're just very sloppy. So noticing all of that is just, yeah.
You're getting old.
I'm getting old. What's comforting for me right now, definitely just laying down on my side and letting my belly relax. I think I've shown you the one wedge pillow that I have to, kind of just support your belly. That just feels good sometimes, especially with this tight feeling above my belly button, just to kind of lay down, especially after work, and let it loose. Just flop my belly. Thoughts I have this week is I'm just thinking what my glucose test results are going to be, because they come back in the next week or so, week or so for our next OBU appointment. So I guess they'll go over that with us. We didn't get a call that anything was significantly wrong yet, so fingers crossed. Things I'm looking forward to, oddly enough, just starting my maternity leave paper process. My work told me to wait until the first week of July, so that's what I'm doing. I had free time to do it before, and they kind of said, nah, not yet. To get that in and get a solid date to look forward to start maternity leave is kind of exciting. Things I'm scared or nervous about, I just keep having this one thought, and I don't know what started it, but it's just that every week that goes by, I can't help but think that, yay, the baby has even a better chance of surviving outside of my womb if something were to go wrong, and it's just crazy to think of that. It probably has something to do with videos that I look up, but every week is like, yes, take one more week, because you never know what can happen, and you can't help but worry sometimes. Don't start thinking about that now. So how has my husband been? He has been amazing, like always, but just kind of afraid to touch me, you know, since the bloody scare. So we're just waiting for that OB appointment to confirm that everything's okay. Also, other than him spending 5 hours making a dresser, he either loves me a ton or loves the baby, but he loves something to spend all that time making that dresser. So that's my recap of week 29. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel and click that little bell if you want notifications of when I post my next video. And now let's take a look at how my bump is progressing.
You feel fun?
Yeah.
Poking out.
Foot is popping on my side. So, every now and then, little toes pop out.
We think it's a foot.
What else would it be?
It could be his big fist.
Alright, so this is my belly for week 29, day 1 of week 30. Belly button just keeps popping out more and more.